What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Case Digital. My name is Zach. In today's video, we're going to be answering the question of how to dynamically crop an image in Python. See, a while back, I created a video where we talked about how you can take values for the X and Y coordinates and crop an image. And I kept getting a lot of questions asking, well, hey, I've got a different image size. How can I do that? Well, that's what we're going to do today is we're going to write a program that can take an image, any image, and then we're going to be able to pop up the screen, make our little ROI that we want to crop, and then we'll be able to crop that once we confirm that that is the ROI that we want to do. So without further ado, let's hop right in and start coding. So to have a program that can dynamically crop any image that we want, essentially we have to be able to accept any image in and read it and then kind of perform. So the plan is to combine the two videos that I did that talked about how you can select a region of interest and how you can crop, given the XY positions of an area, how you can crop that image. And we're going to combine those into one. So to do this, I have a virtual environment that I'm going to activate. So I'm going to say source .. /biz env, and then since I'm on a Mac, I just can say bin/activate. Mac and Windows do this. Windows does a capital S if you have a virtual environment. When you go to activate it, and you'll see now that this is activated. Now in this virtual environment, I'm going to use basically a built-in package called import OS, and then I'm also going to use to read in the image stuff. I'm going to use OpenCV, which is what I used in those previous videos. So I'm going to say import CV2. Now you'll need to install OpenCV. If you don't have it, basically all you'll need to do is say pip install python -opencv. Let's see, sometimes I mix it up and it's actually the other way around. And yeah, that's right. It's actually the other way around. It's actually opencv-python. opencv-python. And I should have it already installed and we should be good to go. So from here, what I need to do is I need to actually this program needs to have the ability that we can actually read in any program or any image. And we're just going to use the image that was used in that previous video where we cropped my head off of this image, right? So to do so, I'm just going to say image path is equal to, and now this is where I need to be able to accept into this program the image path. Now I'm just going to use OS's built-in, os.system's built-in kind of like command line argument tool. So you just do something like os.sys.argv and then go 1. Now what this will do is essentially, if I go ahead and run this program right here, right? So if I were to take, this is the name of my program, and then I pass in an argument as the next thing, this one will read in this value. So if I go like this, and I say print, and make this an F string, and we'll say image path. When I run this, what you'll see is that we actually get the image path is equal to that value. Now, this is great, but sometimes you need to be careful because if you're doing a bunch of different changing of directories or doing different things, if you give a relative path, sometimes your program will error out depending on where you use it because maybe you changed your directory and then there's not that image in that folder of where you've now changed directories. So in this case, just to be safe and just to help us, I'm going to actually say, we're going to use os.path.abs path, and this will essentially take this path and then wrap it and give us the actual full path, the actual real path of where this file is stored, and not just the relative path. And I can rerun this, and you'll see just like that, now it's changed to the full path. So that's how we can input any image. Now let's start using the ability to select to read in the image, select the ROI, and then to crop it just like we did in that previous video. So now that we have our path to our image, let's read it in. So now I can basically say that our image is going to be equal to cv2.imRead, and then we'll pass in the path to our image. So just like that, we can read it, and then I can do something like cv2.imShow, and then we can say our window name. So I'm going to say orig image, and then we'll pass in our image object, and then I'll say cv2.wait key, and then we'll pass in 0. Basically what this is going to do from here is we're going to read in our image, we're going to show that image so we can see what our original image is, and then we're going to wait till a button is clicked, and then after that, like one thing that you should always do probably at the end of your thing is, like, especially if you're using OpenCV, is do something like close, or I think it's destroy all windows, right? Basically we're just going to clean up after ourselves. So if I go ahead and run this, what you'll see is is now the image should pop up, and there it is. It has our orig image, which is kind of like what I said, we put right here. And then if I go ahead and hit a button, it destroys the program, or finishes the program, it closes everything out for us, okay? So we have read in the image, and now we need to select our region of interest. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So to get our region of interest, we can essentially comment this out for now, because this was just helping us debug. We're going to use an OpenCV function called Select ROI. So this will give us the return value of this should be an XY point, and then the width, and then the height. And this is going to equal to CV2.select ROI. And then all we need to do is pass in kind of the window name. Because so how we had that pop-up, Select ROI has its own internal pop-up so that when you select and do stuff within it, essentially it can capture that for you versus like IAmShow is just there to display, right? So we're going to say select ROI, and then we're going to pass in the image that we want to select from, right? So that's going to be our image object. Now there's a couple more that you can pass in, like show crosshair, which we'll put as true. That just kind of gives us a crosshair within our bounding box that we're using. And then from center is another one that you can do. And we're going to set this one as false. And I think by default, this is false. And I think show crosshair is true if you don't implement them and you just put these. But sometimes it's nice to put these extra things because from center, we'll actually like draw a bounding box from the center of an object versus normally you just put in the corner that you want and then kind of go towards like the bottom, the top. You put it in the top left and go towards the bottom right. So in this case, if we run this now, and let me do one quick thing here. We're going to print this out. We're going to print out our X, Y, and Z values here. So we're going to say, make an F string, and then we're going to say this is X is equal to that. I'll just copy this. This is Y, this is W, this is H. All right, so we go ahead and rerun this. What we'll end up with is now we've been able to read an image. We're passing that image here to this ability to select, and you'll see that there's our Select ROI, which was kind of the window name, right? But if I move this out of the way, what you'll see down here too is it says select an ROI and then press space or enter. And then if you want to cancel the selection process, you can do so by pressing C. So if we want to go to this guy, this face of my thumbnail, and we want to do an ROI, I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to click and I'm going to drag over, right? And then go to where I want it to select. And there's that crosshair that I was talking about. And then right here, I can, if I'm good to go, I let go, and I can hit enter, like that's what I want. What you'll see is this prints out these values, right? And this is basically, to this point, I've brought us up to that video, and the only addition to that video that I made previously was the fact that now we can do this with any image, right? I've added the ability to read in any image by just passing it through the command line. Versus when I had it hard-coded to set to the path of my thumbnail image that I have right here. So going back, what you'll see is we now need to combine. This is the part where we can take, I've got us to that one previous image of how to select an ROI. Now we need to combine that with the ability to crop, right? So we already have our X, Y, W, and H. So from this information, we can actually take this information and use it to crop an image. So let's go ahead and do that now. So to crop an image using this selected ROI information, we're basically going to do what we did in that previous video. We're going to leverage image slicing, right? So if you aren't familiar with that, essentially, I'm going to do something like cropped image is equal to image, and then we're going to do slicing here. Now, typically when you do slicing with like a list of numbers, you'll put your start point at this value, and then you'll put your up to point here. The issue though is when you get with nested or multiple sized objects, like a nested image. Like an image is often a nested of 2 to 3 values, right? You end up doing something like this, a comma and then another colon, where now again, like this will deal with an X or a Y, and then this one will deal with the other one, right? Well, in OpenCV, oftentimes this one deals with the height first, and then they deal with the X values or the widths, right? So in our case, what we want to do is we want to put the Y's that we want to go up to here. So essentially, I want to say from Y to Y plus H. And then over here, I want to put the X values and then X plus W, right? So what this is saying from that, the upper left corner, then go and create a cropped image down to that lower right. So from here, I can then recopy this information, and we'll kind of undo this. And right now, oops, I want to pass this in, right? So this is the original image, and we're gonna say this is the cropped. So we'll do this. So I'm gonna show this just to show the whole process that we've gone through, right? So I'm gonna show the original image, then we're gonna have to hit a button on the keyboard. Then it'll pop up the selected ROI that we want to choose from. And then we'll select that ROI, and then it'll show the cropped image. So if I go ahead and I rerun this, what you'll see is there's the original image. Like I said, this is what we're working with. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hit a button on the keyboard, and now you can see that they're different because there's the original image. Now here's selected ROI. And if I move both of these out of the way and jimmy this, you can kind of see that it says, hey, there's that print message of select an ROI and then press enter. So we'll take this screen for the selected ROI. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on this, and I'm just going to do my face again. And then from there, I've clicked it or I've selected it, and I have it selected. Now I'm going to hit enter. Now when I hit enter, you'll see that, hey, look, just like that, that is our cropped image. So we have taken the two different videos that I had, where I had one, how you can select an ROI, one, how you can crop it, and now we've meshed them into one video where now any image that you load in, you can go ahead and crop, all right? And so if I hit another key on my keyboard, I could do like that. Essentially, that will close out the program, and then this will just print out that region of interest that we selected. So if I hit LS inside my terminal, you'll see that I have a bunch of different things that we could try as well. So let's go ahead and run that same program and now select a different image. So now let's pass in a different one that's in this thing, in this directory, which is a book cover. If I hit enter here, now we've passed in a new image, so something new should pop up. So like there's our original image, there's a word search. And then I can say, hey, now I hit a key on my keyboard. This is now changed up here to be selected ROI. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to say, we're going to select this whole box area, right? And if I hit the arrow key over, oh, I got to hit enter. That's right. So I hit enter, and then that crops it. And now, look, there's my cropped image from this image. And so that is how we've now created essentially a program that can go through and you can input any image. You can read in that image, load it up, and we don't necessarily need this one anymore. This is kind of just extra stuff. Just to help with debugging if you want. But then we can go ahead and select a region of interest that we want to crop, and this will tell us what we're cropping, and then we go ahead and use slicing to crop that image, and now we get a new image and we display that. Now we can go ahead, and if you want to do some extra stuff, you could go ahead in here and do from here. You could do cv2.save. I believe it's save or write. I am right. And what you can do here is you'll just pass in the path that you want to say, and so we can say cropped image test.png, and then I can just pass in the cropped image. And just to show that this works, like, so if I hit ls in my terminal, what you'll see is there's no inside this folder, there's no, what we're naming it as cropped image. I want to do an underscore here. Oops, wrong one. There it is. Yeah, so what this is saying is in this current directory that we're running from, or that we're in, save a name of that nature of cropped image test.png to this folder. Well, we don't have anything there, so let's go ahead back to our original one that we did of our thumbnail. And we'll go ahead and do this whole process. It says select ROI. I'm going to say now that I want to do this, and we can hit enter, and that'll give us our cropped image, and then I'll hit another key, and then we should have, if I hit ls again, now you'll see, we go search in the C's, there it is, cropped image test PNG. So just like that, that's how you can then save it out. So we have now officially kind of commenced a program that allows you to take in an image, crop it, display it to the user, and save it to a file. And this is dynamically cropping an image. So we can change what we crop. We can change which image we're cropping. We can change the crop size. Like, you don't just have to use the hard-coded stuff that are in the previous videos that we did. So I hope that you find this helpful and useful. If you have, please hit the like button below. Consider subscribing to this channel. So this is where we learn more about software development, Python programming, and other interesting software-related things that I find. And until next time, keep on programming.